Welcome to Land of the Bible. I'm David Sussman, your personal tour guide here in the land of Israel. And in today's episode, we're going to explore the communities around the Gaza Valley. The communities in the Gaza Valley were once a barren desert wasteland until the modern Zionists arrived and made the desert around me bloom and made it prosperous. In today's episode, we are going to visit the early origins of the Gaza Valley communities, learn about their agriculture, see the new enterprises that exist here, as well as learn about the battles that were fought during the War of Independence that secured Israel's independence here in our ancestral homeland. So join me as we explore the Gaza Valley. Today, the Gaza Valley is a bastion of modern agricultural technology and innovation in the area of green energy, such as solar power. But the story begins in 1943, when a group of young Jewish men and women have decided to return to the land of Israel, the land of their ancestors, and to follow in the vision of David Ben-Gurion to develop the Negev. But when they arrived here, all they found was sand, dry, dead earth. But they knew if they buckled down, worked hard, and were consistent, that they would be able to make this desert bloom. However, they would first need to legally purchase land from the Bedouin tribes in the area who owned much of it. This is when they turned to the Jewish National Fund, who then turned to the Zuckerman brothers, Ashel and Yoav of Gedera, who traveled down south, scouted out the land, and purchased this plot, which would become known as Gvulot. They also purchased several other plots of land, which would later on be developed into other communities. This young Jewish community here in Gvulot developed a positive relationship with the Bedouin tribes in the area, who in return shared their experiences of desert living. They taught them how to till the land, as well as how to build adobe homes out of mud bricks, which could withstand the harsh elements of the desert. Being that we're in the middle of the desert, water was an issue from the very beginning. When the community first settled here, they would trek 5 kilometers, nearly 3 miles, to a Bedouin tribe in order to purchase water at an extremely high price. They would then haul that water back using donkeys and mules, which was good enough when we were just making mud bricks and required drinking water. But when we wanted to develop the area with agriculture, it just wasn't sufficient. At first, we thought we would capture enough rainwater with aqueducts and reservoirs, but this too wasn't good enough. Then we dug wells 60 meters, 180 feet into the ground, but the water was salty and not good for irrigation nor for drinking. That's when a visionary, Simcha Bless, traveled to London after hearing that there was a surplus of metal pipes that London was using in order to replace the damaged ones caused by World War II and Germany. At first, the Jewish community here in Israel said, Simcha, you are crazy. What do we need these useless pipes for? We need to spend this money in other areas. But Simcha Bless insisted on purchasing these pipes. He said that if we are going to succeed in settling the Negev, we need to install infrastructure in the form of these very pipes in order to bring water to the communities in the Negev. That's when in 1947, engineers came here and laid down 220 kilometers of these 6-inch pipes to transport the water from the Niram Reservoir to the 11 new communities that were built overnight in October of 1946. Now this is very important because in November of 1947, the UN would vote to partition the land of Israel. And because of the communities here in the Negev Desert was included in the state of Israel. Gvulot is a great place to bring your kids. They get to learn about their heritage and the development of the modern state of Israel, but beyond the education, they also offer experiential activities, such as making mud bricks in the same fashion as those early settlers would have in order to build their adobe homes. And they do this by digging sand from the ground of the deserts and adding water to it in order to make your mud, as well as a little bit of straw hay. From here, they mix it all together, the dirt, the desert sand, the straw, and the water. They would continue mixing the combination of the straw, water, and sand until they came up with this beautiful mud compound in which they would then place inside these brick molds. They would continue to fill up the brick mold. And bring it over to the sun to dry until they get a nice mud brick. And you would be very surprised at how solid and strong the mud brick is. Gvulot is an all-important place to visit in order to garner a better understanding of how the modern state of Israel came to be. Now come with me as we explore more of the Gaza Valley.
There are moments in life that define you and leave you forever transformed. Like a once-in-a-lifetime journey to the source of your faith. Walk in the steps of Jesus and experience history beyond its words. Sail the ancient Sea of Galilee to the holy shores of the River Jordan. Your journey begins here.
On the most northern rim of the Gaza belt is the kibbutz of Yad Mordechai, which was established here in 1943 and was named after Mordechai Analevich, who was the warrior who led the uprising in the Warsaw Ghetto of Poland during World War II and the Holocaust. Let's now meet one of the members of the kibbutz, Linda Kasher, who's going to show us around and tell the story of Yad Mordechai. Hi, Linda. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Welcome to Yad Mordechai.
And what a perfect place to be welcomed in front of the statue of Mordechai Analevich, who was the warrior who led the uprising in Warsaw during World War II.
Yes, that's right. Our kibbutz was named for him when they moved to this location in 1943. They were also from the Hashomer Hatzair movement like he was. And they were a little surprised to get the honor of having his name.
I'm sure. What a powerful figure from World War II and the Holocaust for the Jewish people, a symbol of Jewish resistance.
That's right. And what happened here is that in 1948, they were called upon to defend their kibbutz from the invading Egyptian army.
Wow, incredible. But I understand you also have a museum here that's dedicated to the Warsaw Uprising.
That's right, we do. Would you like to see it?
I would love to.
Come on.
All right, thank you. So what we're looking at over here is a model of what the ghetto looked like, and we can see the wall that surrounded it.
Correct.
It's quite shocking. I didn't realize how big it actually was.
And it contained very, very many of the inhabitants of Warsaw prior to the war.
How big was the Jewish community in Warsaw?
The Jewish community, it was actually the second largest Jewish community in the world.
Really?
Yes. They went from here straight to Treblinka, which was a death camp. So it was only the idealists who actually stayed because they wanted to fight to the death. And they said, if we're going to die, at least we'll die fighting.
And this is Mordecai and Levitch.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about the battle that was fought here and why Yad Mordechai is remembered for its heroic deeds.
Yad Mordechai was a very small settlement that sat on the road on the way to Tel Aviv. This is the direction the Egyptians are about to take to reach Tel Aviv and meet up, they hope, with the armies of Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Iraq. We were able to hold them up here for 6 days.
Wow.
They had estimated it would take 2 hours to destroy Yad Mordechai and continue north. And the people here were only around 140 fighters.
140 fighters here. And these weren't soldiers.
No, no.
Wow, this is really incredible, just coming up here and seeing this view, and you really get a good sense of what it was like to be a fighter here with all the Egyptians coming up and the trenches that we were hiding in and some of the rifles that we would have used. This is amazing.
Come on in, see the Honey Museum.
One of the main industries here at the kibbutz is honey production. When did this all begin?
Back in the 1930s, they learned from the Australian soldiers who were serving here under the British. They learned from them. There was one guy especially who said, you know, you've got a good place here for it. I'll show you how to do it. And so he very kindly showed the members of the kibbutz how to keep bees.
We are going to join Guy Tiomkin, who is going to actually suit us up, go outside to a beehive, open it up in order to look at the honey being produced in real time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for coming.
We appreciate this opportunity. So I'm going to be putting on this outfit over here.
Of course.
And this is supposed to protect me from the thousands of bees. Yes?
This is supposed to give you some protection from the bees,
Some
of course.
protection. Okay. I won't lie. This is actually terrifying.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Nope.
Let's go. I will open the hive. Are you ready?
Are we going to open up both hives?
No.
Oh, Lord. There are thousands of bees in there. Look at this one. This
Look
one.
at that one.
You can actually see the honey coming out, gooping out. It's literally on my glove right there. Let me see here, Guy.
Hold it from the two sides. Right.
You can just see all these bees here. The noise, again, is tremendous. They're all going to work producing the honey, and they're just flying all around me.
And you're enjoying yourself.
I don't know if I will go that far.
You will, you see.
And there you go, beekeeping here in Israel. Wow, this has been really fascinating. I mean, the whole bee industry, and from its early origins, and today, the biggest honey production facility in all of Israel.
That's right. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
I really did. Thank you so much for the tour and the fascinating story of Yad Mordechai.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Stay tuned as we continue.
There are moments in life that define you and leave you forever transformed. Like a once-in-a-lifetime journey to the source of your faith. Walk in the steps of Jesus and experience history beyond its words. Sail the ancient Sea of Galilee to the holy shores of the River Jordan. Your journey begins here.
One of the 11 communities that was built overnight here in the Negev and along the Gaza Valley in 1946 would become Kibbutz Be'eri. Today, the kibbutz is most well known for having some of the best single-track bike trails in all of Israel. And Israelis and international tourists come from all over in order to ride the trails which go over the rolling hills and some of the most pristine nature in Israel. In addition to this, the Jewish National Fund has planted a forest in these hills, and you can rent bikes at a bike shop at the entrance of the forest. We're going to take a bike now, ride through the trails, see some of the ruins that are there that date back to the Ottoman period, the British period, as well as some war memorials. Let's go. Wow, that was amazing. Riding through the Jewish National Fund forest here, Kibbutz Be'eri, the beautiful nature, the ruins, the sulfur mines, just being able to ride through all that history is incredible. But for me, the greatest honor is to come here to the Anzac Memorial, which honors the soldiers from Australia and New Zealand Armored Corps fighting on behalf of the British Army in defeating the Ottoman Empire, this oppressive Turkish regime who ruled this land for 400 years. 11,000 soldiers lost their life. And for me, as a Jew living here in my land, I have to thank them because they really helped to bring this fulfillment of the biblical prophecy of the Jewish people returning to our land, the land of Israel. Let's continue.
There are moments in life that define you and leave you forever transformed. Like a once-in-a-lifetime journey to the source of your faith. Walk in the steps of Jesus and experience history beyond its words. Sail the ancient Sea of Galilee to the holy shores of the River Jordan. Your journey begins here.
The state of Israel has longed to establish peace with our neighbors and on our borders. Ariel Sharon, when he was prime minister in 2005, thought he would be able to do that in the areas of Gaza by completely withdrawing Israeli settlements from that region. Unfortunately, he was sadly mistaken, and since the withdrawal, over 10,000 rockets have fallen on Israel and primarily on the city of Sderot. We are now here in Sderot, a city with a growing population as well as a positive future, as it boasts one of Israel's wonderful colleges as well as many new enterprises. Let's now head over to meet the mayor of Sderot, who's going to tell us about the community that lives here as well as the bright future it has to look forward to. We're here with the mayor of Sderot, a city right along the border of the Gaza Strip, here in the Gaza Valley. Mayor Alon Davidi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit what life is like here in the Gaza Valley and in Sderot.
I think that I don't need to say anything, because you can see the picture, you can see the children, you can see the family that enjoy, that happy people that believe in their town, believe in their country. And it's a nice, and I love my city. I'm the mayor of the town. I have a big family. My wife and I, we have 7 kids, and we grow our children. We have a good education system. We have a good life and big community. And you can see after the park, if you go around, you can see that we built and built. So people come, family come, and I love my job. I love to see the face of the people, to see that people enjoy to live in Sderot.
Amazing, but there still must be some strain being so close to Gaza with the conflict. Tell us a little bit about the conflict and how it's affected Sderot.
Many times when I wake up and go to my office, I know that I have 2 jobs. One is to control the city and electricity, cleanings, build park, build building, to in charge about the education system. But on the other side, I know that I'm the mayor of the city, that it's something more than 10 years we are under this attack that come from Gaza. In the past, they tried to do it with the rocket. They throw more than 10,000 rockets to the area.
Wow.
And now we hear about, the tunnels that they want to dig, and they want to come outside with the terror.
Well, with all these rockets and with the tunnels and all these children playing here, how do you protect the citizens of Sderot?
It's a tough mission, but in the end, it's part of life. It's a part of life, and you can see if you go around Sderot, you can see that beside the parks we have here the shelter, and we know that if children need to go and with the alarm system, we need to hide. So every place in Sderot we keep that they will have shelter. If you are in the school, if you have a protected school, if you are in your apartment, you have a small shelter. And outside, if you go around Sderot, you can see the bus station. It's like a small shelter. It's tough from one side, but really in the regular life, you not think about it. When you are under attack, you learn about the family, you learn about your community.
We can obviously see with just a short amount of time that we have with you that Sderot is a light upon the nations. And we wish you the best of luck and continued success here in this beautiful city.
Thank you very much.
Stay tuned as we continue to learn more about the Gaza Valley. One of the great aspects of living here in the land of Israel is witnessing the fulfillment of the biblical prophecy of the ingathering of the exiles. As the Jews were dispersed from their land, they spread out around all four corners of the globe. And today, Jews are returning home from places such as Ethiopia, South America, from Europe, Russia, as well as India. That's right. Tens of thousands of Jews from India have returned home to the land of Israel, claiming to be descendants from the tribe of Manasseh. And with them, they have brought back their beautiful cuisine from the lands that they were exiled to. Well, here in Sderot, in the Gaza Valley, is an amazing restaurant called Daba that is owned by two partners serving up some amazing Indian food. Here we have a typical Indian dish which has rice, potatoes, a lentil stew, and a side of beans. Here's a great soup of split pea with deep fried dumplings filled with mashed potatoes, chutney, and of course a wonderful Indian salad. I'm going to enjoy this incredible meal, but stay tuned as we continue to learn more about the Gaza Valley. Join us next time on Land of the Bible as we visit the southern city of Eilat. Thank you for watching Land of the Bible. Remember, I'm David Sussman, your personal tour guide here in the land of Israel. Make sure to join us next time as we connect you to the people, places, and lands of the Bible.